This is going to be a fun show. Talking about villas today, I don't know about you all, but it's kind of starting to get a little bit late.
I think it's going to be a fun show today, Tony. Villas are very near and dear to my heart because I'm at that age where I'm tired of chasing that lawnmower all over this property. I just want somebody to do it for me.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, you guys mentioned it's getting late. Where's Lonnie at?
I was getting late. We've already been through breakfast, lunch, dinner. Tony, your mushrooms are even starting to turn. You've eaten us out of house and home.
Hey, guys. Hey, can you put that screen down? The mosquitoes are starting to come out.
No problem. You know, for 4,000 hours, this is the best investment we ever had. Putting the screen down, we can still stay here. Lonnie!
Hey! Where you guys been? Where you been?
We've been looking for you.
You said we're going to do a show in a villa.
No.
A villa, the villa.
Not a villa.
I was in a villa.
Indiana.
You meant a villa.
A villa we're talking about today. Oh, Lonnie!
I'm sorry. Thanks for waiting. Hello and welcome to Between the Studs. I'm Lonnie Norris and this is part of the Granite Ridge team, including our president, Tony Reinke. We're glad you've joined us today. Granite Ridge is all about custom homes, building a home for you on one of our lots or your lot. And this particular show is about trends, features, and new home components that characterize today's new construction. Today we're going to talk about a very popular trend in housing, villas. And we're going to begin this show with misconceptions around that concept, what a villa is and what you can or can't do. So, Kayla, start us off.
Well, I think the big misconception when it comes to the exterior design of a home is a lot of people are driving around, they see some villas that have all the same exterior. But in Granite Ridge's communities, we allow people to have a lot of selections. You could do grays or browns, you could have a craftsman look, you could have a traditional look, brick or stone, so many different options in all of our villa communities.
Yeah, and along that line of thought, Kayla, I quite often hear about the size of the home. Am I going to be pushed into something really small that's unlivable for me? We like to call it correct sizing. I don't know if you're downsizing and getting larger, but we're going to build it to correct size for you and your lifestyle today. That's what I hear.
And I see a lot of people asking questions about age. If you had to be a certain age to be in a villa section, maybe they feel like they're too young, but actually we're finding that you can do both. We have a lot of people who are retiring and looking for that correct size home. Other people who are young professionals who dual income and they're both busy at work and just don't want that maintenance. So it's a maintenance-free lifestyle. Own the land, own the home.
And then that's not just the dual incomes. I mean, you have a lot of people who have 3 children who are running to soccer practices all day long and baseball games and everything else in the summer, so they don't have time.
Yeah.
You know, some of us, like I used to work in the radio business, and we work 6-7 days a week. I don't have time to mow my yard. And as a Granite Ridge consultant, you know, we work when our families are off work, so we can have the appointments with them when it's convenient for them. So in that case, you know, I'd love to have somebody come in and mow my yard and get rid of my snow and just not have to worry about it at all.
Yeah, most people assume or know that a villa is a ranch and maintenance-free. One of the biggest misconceptions is, though, do you own the land or do you own the land with a bunch of other people? Well, that's the difference between a condominium normally that owns the ground underneath you with a group of 10, 20, or maybe 50 people. A villa, you actually own the ground just like a single-family home. The biggest plus with a villa, though, you have that maintenance-free arrangement that you don't have to do that snow removal and mowing the yard.
I got one more for you guys. Pets. We know there's a lot of pet lovers in town.
Yeah.
Now, in most cases, villa communities, you can have pets, but in all cases, we recommend you read the restrictions and see, you know, what your community does allow. But in most cases, domestic animals are allowed. So we're sitting in one of our villas right now. This is Three Harbors Villas in Chapman's Bridge. And guys, why don't we take a look at this house and go over some things that you might want to consider if you decide to build a villa.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Hi, I'm Jake Whitaker with Granite Ridge Builders, and I'm here today to talk to you about a brand new community called Saddle Creek Estates. Saddle Creek Estates is located in Graybill, Indiana, and it's in the Leo School District, and the streets are actually in for Section 1 right now, so please come out and see us. Now, there's been a little bit of confusion when people are driving out there. There is an existing house that was originally there, and I'm kind of working out of that right now. I'm out there every Sunday from 1 to 4, or give me a call and I'll meet you out there anytime. Did I mention it was Leo Schools?
You know, Joe, one of the important considerations in a home, or in particular a villa, people are bringing up more and more, is this idea of putting design components in the home that will make it more comfortable for people with disabilities
Or
or ailments, or any kind of ailment.
Or
Exactly.
really any ability throughout life here.
Right, right. And we call that universal design, and we do a lot of designing with people's needs in mind, specific needs in mind.
Great, let's start with that front door. You can't hardly navigate that if you're in a walker, a wheelchair, a cane, a little arthritic knee.
Right. And for as little as $150 to $200, we can install a minimal threshold at the front door. And that'll take care of that need to be able to get the wheelchair or the walker, or
So you can navigate that
easier.
little bump real easy
Exactly,
there.
exactly. And by the way, what is the threshold? What's the story there?
Well, boy, if you go back in time where everybody lived rural style, you had the animals on the farm,
Right.
you'd have the dirt floor in your cabin, you throw a little thresh down there, but every time you went out the door, you took the thresh, the straw, the hay, right out the
Okay.
door with you. They put a little board down there to keep the thresh from leaving the house, hence threshold.
Okay, so it's basically where the door, the entrance of the home or the
Exactly.
building is. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Moving to bathrooms.
Cool.
Now, we can also do a zero threshold or a minimal threshold into a shower, for example, which is pretty popular.
Yeah.
And then also, speaking of showers, grab bars.
Grab bars, necessity.
And typically, you can prepare for those ahead of time, or they also make them that actually can be installed after the fact.
Yeah, I like when they communicate with me early about that. I put the necessary bracing in, get those grab bars anchored very well, so you can navigate to the stool, to the sink, to the shower.
Right, and we're not talking about a lot of dollars again,
Yeah.
a few dollars.
Yeah.
And then the toilet itself, we're raising a lot of those up a few inches. We call that what, smart
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 I've
height
named
or
it comfort height, but
Okay,
yeah.
right. But just a couple inches can make a difference for a lot of people. Very popular.
Absolutely.
Also, the vanities.
Yeah.
By raising those vanities up, can make them a lot more comfortable for a lot of people.
Well,
I enjoy that.
Even in my world, my back hurts a little
I
bit. And
know
if I
it.
go all the way down there, I get back up.
We don't have to lean so far to spit the toothpaste out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I'm getting creaky.
And then also in the bathroom, a lot of times we're talking about a 5-foot radius. What are we talking about there?
That's an area large enough that someone, if they were in a wheelchair, could navigate that whole bathroom without binging and bonging walls and cabinets.
And I know that 5-foot radius, see, we're looking at it there, and then also we're in the kitchen, and this is a good example here. I think we'd have a 5-foot radius.
This is
Should be
exactly
comfortable.
5 foot right there. So a wheelchair could come in here, spin over to here, spin to the sink, spin back to the island, and once again, not binging and bonging the cabinets.
All right, and speaking of spinning, we spin back here to the range.
Sure.
Would this be a good arrangement as far as the plugs, or as far as the switches go? or the-
Yeah, I think it's ideal, Lonnie. You're handicapped a little bit physically, you can adjust it. Rather than the kind that have the knobs back
Okay,
here, you're reaching
sure,
across hot. It's a long reach for most folks.
That's bad, believe it or not, on my back, so
Well,
it'd be much more comfortable up here.
I just think it's a bad idea, period. I don't care.
Right.
One thing that we did at our next step home, we put that induction cooktop in there. That's not a gas-fired cooktop. It's actually an electric cooktop, but it uses magnets to create a magnetic field that vibrates the molecules in that pan.
Right.
And that's what creates the heat. Nice thing about that is when the pan is removed, there's a little warmth left down there, but not so much that you would burn yourself.
So it's much more safer, and again, if you have a disability, leaning over and so, and then it's gonna work out a lot
Yeah,
better.
and even good if you have the kids at the house too. You move that pan, somebody walks by, drops a hand on it,
Right.
says, "Oh, Grandma, that was hot." We're not rushing them down to the emergency
Okay.
room then.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then also the microwave,
Oh, that's another hot spot.
okay? Why?
Why? Up there is dangerous. Pretend that's hot. You're
Yeah.
taking a hot something out of that.
That would be difficult.
Very difficult. You have a chance to spill that on you. As a matter of fact, my daughter was little. She pulled a
Wow,
cup of hot
okay.
chocolate out and burned herself right
I
there.
think I've done that before. I know over in the Next Step house, we put one literally below the cabinet, which makes it very, very comfortable and a lot more safe.
Lot safer because now you're just lifting something hot up out of that microwave and setting it on the countertop there. Took all the risk of scalding or burning out of there.
Hey, what was that? That was the
think I-
doorbell.
I think I heard a doorbell.
And that reminds me, we built a house a few years ago for an individual who was deaf. And we actually installed a doorbell that when the doorbell was rung, the lights blinked. It's pretty cool.
I remember that. That was a great idea.
It really was.
Yep. So After this, we're gonna kick it to Izzy and have him talk a little bit more about some of his designs.
All right, you put that back in the microwave. for
Is
me.
it hot?
It's hot.
Okay, thanks, Lonnie.
Granite Ridge Builders has hundreds of floor plans to choose from, all of which you can custom design to accommodate your personal needs. But what if you have your own plan or ideas? That's okay. Our 3 professional on-site draftsmen are ready to take your ideas and turn them into a reality. Just give us a call or shoot us an email. We look forward to meeting with you to custom design your next dream home.
Things that people don't notice are universal design but are just very popular in our villas are things like the lever handles, things that make it easy to get in and out of a room. Also in our security options, we talk a lot about those as well. Having the lights, the motion sensors on the back door, on the front door, having side lights, so that way you can kind of see who's at your front door.
Yeah, and what happens if the floor plan doesn't allow for side lights? What's another way we can achieve that?
At our Next Step house, we've got a great idea. It's just called the picture peephole. Basically what it does is it actually takes pictures anytime it senses motion on the opposite side of the peephole. So it's a great way that if you don't have enough room for those side lights.
Yeah, another thing to keep in consideration with universal design is electrical outlets, raising them up slightly, allowing them to reach it easier. The switches themselves, lowering them and maybe switching them to rocker panels. Taking it even a step further, having motion activated lights. You roll into a room or you walk into a room and the lights automatically come on. So another thing is, Joe and Lonnie talked about having that minimal threshold that's extremely important for people getting into the house. But now I know it's a challenge for some people just to even, churn a key in a deadbolt. Is there some things we can do to help them with that?
We've got several options that can be helpful, and again, these go beyond just universal design, but they're helpful to all kinds of families. We'll find just the keyless entry on a garage door can be helpful to anyone so that you don't have to have a key. When you've got someone coming in for maintenance, you can give them a one-time access code, different things like that that can actually be useful for any home. So the keyless pad on the garage is our first one. The second one I think of is the actual keypad, or the actual lock on the door can be a keypad.
Like the deadbolt, you're saying? Yeah.
Exactly. The
Okay.
deadbolt can be a keypad there. And then the third one's probably my favorite, again, being a little bit of the technology nerd I am, that you can actually have a Bluetooth key lock on there, which is the Kevo, which actually uses either Bluetooth technology from your phone or a key fob to actually activate the lock. So when you come up to it, all you do is touch it and the door will open just like that.
Right, so, and we actually have all 3 of those at our Next Step house off Flutter Road. Now, the nice thing with those you didn't mention is you actually never have to stick a key in there and twist that and unlock that deadbolt, and we all know sometimes that can be difficult to do. So it automatically unlocks that, and then it's just a simple opening of the door, get right into the house. Next, we're going to send it over to Tony, Lonnie, and Kayla, and they're going to be talking about aging in place.
Visit one of our newest locations located northwest. Parker's Bay Villa offers snow removal and maintenance of your yard and mowing. This home, located at 11186 DuPont Oaks Boulevard, is available for $254,900. This villa home is a 3-car garage and offers a covered porch, fireplace, large eat-in nook, endless pantry, and ceramic tile shower.
Ooh, wait, Lonnie, what's this one?
This is a VersaLift, Tony.
Ooh, you know what we're talking about aging in place today? 3-car garages are obviously important, but storage is probably the #1 talking point of every house we
It is.
build
What are you
right
going to do
now.
with all your stuff, like your stuffed animals and stuff like
Yeah.
that, And this is
Okay.
one of my favorite garage things.
It's called a VersaLift.
VersaLift.
What does it cost?
It's about $3,000 installed, and it gets all those things up into the attic.
So all my Christmas stuff, everything else, I tell you what, this is probably one of the best things. This is one thing I'm going to do if we
I love
decide
it.
to go to a villa living. You had an example just a couple days ago where somebody from Texas said that they would like to keep their parents in their home for a little bit longer. And you came up with a great idea. What was it?
They were just trying to improve security and feel a little bit more comfortable about that. So they actually installed cameras in a couple of locations, like one at the front door. And anytime somebody would come to the front door, they were going to be alerted on their cell phone that somebody was at the front door, and the camera was even going to tell them who it was.
So all they have to do is ring the doorbell, and the guy in Texas could tell whether mom wanted to answer that door or not answer that door.
Right. And not only that, they also had the ability to lock doors and unlock doors from their iPhone.
Wow. Okay, we're also talking today about what we want to do to minimize, I guess, anybody in walkers and also in wheelchairs, things like that. What do you look for when you're building a ranch-style home? How high do you put the house up and the driveway situation?
You know, typically, if you're looking for minimal slope, you need to be at least 14 to 18 inches above the curve. We shoot for 18, but we can work with 14 to say 20 inches, and then that will assure you that your driveway is not gonna have a lot of slope.
Also, we're talking about villas today, and a lot of that is a new lifestyle.
It is.
The lifestyle itself, are there any amenities that people are looking for when they look into the villa communities?
A lot of the villa communities have some incredible amenities, such things as pools and also walking paths. Some of these communities actually have miles and miles of walking paths.
Yeah, and you can even connect to some of the pufferbilly trails, the downtown trails, things like
Right.
that, bike tracking.
Bike-
Yeah, really, there's a lot of things that people want to consider on amenities. How about grab bars, Lonnie? What would you suggest that people do if they're thinking about setting a house up for future for grab bars?
You know, just for a few dollars, you can actually brace behind the walls or behind your drywall and prepare for even future grab bars, which we recommend when we're thinking about a villa.
Yeah, makes sense. So there really is a lot of things to consider when you're talking about universal design. But in new construction, all you have to do is give us a call. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about some of these items that might be really, really good for you.
So Elizabeth, we're sitting in a Villaminium right now. Let's talk a little bit about layout, floor plans, sizes, things that you see trending.
Well, the biggest thing in a villa is most people are looking for a ranch. They want to be on one level. You're seeing them come from maybe a 2-story, a 4-bedroom 2-story, and they just want everything convenient on one level.
That makes sense to me. But in my world, and I'm a little bit older than you, we still love to entertain. When I think of Villaminiums, or sometimes when people do, they think maybe of cramped quarters. Are these entertainment?
They sure are. So a lot of times our villa buyers aren't downsizing, they're right sizing. So the home may be similar square footage, it's just laid out differently, the spaces are laid out differently. So for entertaining, they're great. We have a lot of open floor plans. What we're seeing is, for example, the home that we've been in today, we have a very large nook. And we have a table set up in there. We also have a corner that has a couple chairs for a seating area. So this is a great spot when you have the holidays. You can clear out a couple of those chairs and set up 2 tables and really accommodate a lot of guests.
True, with a setup like this, I can see what you're saying. You can stretch a couple tables right out from the nook to the sunroom, and I can get the whole Thanksgiving posse around that at one time then.
You sure can. The sunroom is also very, very popular. It's a separate room for your great room, so you kind of have 2 living areas. You know, if you want 2 places for a TV or just a really pretty place to sit and read and overlook a view, that's very, very popular. People, like I said, they want a right size. So you may have guests maybe 5 days a year. The rest of the time you want to use your space. You don't want that extra dining room that you use 1 or 2 times. So this is a great example of right sizing.
That'd be perfect. I can see where this great room be a bit more formal, and maybe my television set and Easy Boy back here in the sunroom and off the beaten path a little bit here.
Another big concern is the storage. You can never have too much storage.
True.
So we really try to accommodate, whether it be closets, large walk-in pantries, you know, whether there's 1 person living in the home or 5, you can always fill a pantry.
True, and this floor plan has some interesting thoughts. It has a his and a hers, closets in the master bath. Even these bedrooms have huge closets in it, a huge closet by the front door, and like you said, a really nice laundry room and a huge pantry here.
Laundry rooms are also really, really popular and a big talking point. We're making them larger. You're seeing people do more cabinetry in there. They may set up a little desk, so it's another place to pay bills. Closets, a place to put your brooms and your vacuums.
Often overlooked topic right there.
It sure is. Now, most of our villa homes, you're still seeing 3 bedrooms. You know, even if the master bedroom is the only one being used, we're still typically doing 3, but we've repurposed those many times. You may only need 1 guest room, so a lot of times people will use that 3rd bedroom as a den, which is a great use of space.
Makes sense. That's what my folks did with their Villaminium. That other bedroom has become their den.
And then one of the biggest things that people come in and ask for, whether it's a villa or any other home, is the shower. The walk-in ceramic tile shower is very, very popular. It's a luxury. It's like being on vacation.
But it's a big hit. It is like being on vacation. Yep. Speaking of storage, now that I'm in a Villaminium and I don't have to mow my yard. I don't have shovels, garden tools, wagons, all that stuff. People just going right back to a 2-car garage then?
Not really. Most people are still sticking with a 3-car garage. If there's room in the budget to keep that 3-car and the lot is big enough, you know, if you have a hobby car, a boat, or workshop, it's a great extra space for that. So they're not really giving that up. Also, if you don't want to use the attic, you maybe don't want to climb up and down the stairs, or if you don't have a VersaLift like we've talked about, that's a great spot to store things.
Real easy to go out there, get my Christmas tree, bring it back in, and don't fight those steps as I get older. Speaking of steps, do we tend to see this always just being built on a slab and always one level?
Not always. It sure doesn't have to be. So some people do come in and request a basement. So you may see a partial basement or a full basement. Another idea is, you know, if you're maybe not here 12 months a year, you're in Florida and you don't want to think about a basement.
True.
They'll do a bonus room. So you'll see steps going upstairs to a bonus room, and it could be set up as a man cave, a place for the grandkids, a hobby room. It's a great extra space.
That makes a lot of sense to me. But you know, I thought I saw it all, Elizabeth, till I sat down at this kitchen table. This is a concrete kitchen table.
Concrete has so many different uses now, not just your driveway or your slab.
Or your kitchen table.
Your kitchen table. We also have done it on countertops.
Wow.
And speaking of concrete and outdoors, the outdoor living area is huge now. So when it comes to concrete, we're doing a lot of stamped concrete, which people have seen, but now we're doing more of the wood look stamped concrete, which is really popular.
Exactly. We have that in a model just right down a couple doors down over here. Outdoor living in our area has been being brought more to the forefront. What trends do you tend to see as far as outdoor living spaces go?
Sure, we're seeing people extend the indoors to the outdoors. So a covered rear porch is very, very popular. It's nice, you can sit, it can be really hot out and you're not baking under the sun.
True.
Another great idea for the covered porch is in the evening, you know, the mosquitoes start coming out. So we have the retractable screen, which is a great idea.
That was a cool idea.
And then extending it out further, we're seeing lots of fire pits with a gas line. So it's really easy. You flip a switch and you've got your fire.
Boom. Instant gratification.
Another item in high demand is an outdoor fireplace.
Wow.
And also a built-in grill area.
Well, that's a sweet area out there then.
It is, and since you're the villa lifestyle, you're not pulling weeds and mowing. You have more time to enjoy these areas with your friends or your spouse or whoever.
So I'm going to sit at this campfire, grab my lemonade, and watch this other dude just mow my yard for me.
It's a great life.
Oh, looking forward to that. Thanks, Elizabeth.
You know, guys, my favorite part about this house has got to be the outdoor living space with this gas, fire pit we have, the stamped concrete that looks like the old wooden boards. I could sit out here for hours and look at this lake.
Sure. I still like the bonfire and also eating this chocolate and marshmallows. Anybody have more? Oh yeah. Yeah, good idea.
Who brought the sticks?
Ron
Lonnie.
is going to.
I use the sticks to make the fire.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Well, this show's been a lot of fun. We have over 10 villas available, so we invite you on Sunday to visit the 10 different locations or give us a call. We'd love to show you anytime.
Yeah, absolutely, Elizabeth. And we'd like to thank you very much for your time and tuning in with us, sharing your time with us. If you'd like to know a little bit more about Villaminiums or who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please give us a call, visit our website, or even better yet, come on in the front door. We'd love to meet you. Thank
All right, guys, let's figure out how to make these s'mores.
Oh yeah.
Some more of what?
Oh, you're killing me over there.
Granite Ridge Builders has hundreds of floor plans to choose from, all of which you can custom design to accommodate your personal needs. But what if you have your own plan or ideas? That's okay. Our 3 professional on-site draftsmen are ready to take your ideas and turn them into a reality. Just give us a call or shoot us an email. We look forward to meeting with you to custom design your next dream home.
Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's #1 villa builder, is excited about all these opportunities we have for you as it relates to villas.
We have lots starting from 32.9 located southwest, northwest, and northeast.
We also have villas from the 160s right on up.
We have move-in ready villas starting at $199.9.
We'd also love to sit down with you and design that particular floor plan that's going to meet your needs.
Give us a call today or visit our website. We'd love to talk to you.
Is just get a couple just shots so you guys just like nodding your head.
Okay.
Just like a couple, just stuff like that. Just
No, you can't.
not like that. Not like,
No, this is not gonna happen.
just a regular,
Not
casual.
gonna happen.
Can you get
Don't
anything
listen
regular
to
out
words,
of
not
you?
like that, Jake.
Maybe it's not gonna work.
I was gonna say, I was doing this, heat dot, I just kind of,
Just something to
The last
break
time I
it
nodded
up.
my head, it ended up on one of those bobbin head deals.
I know, I was right next to you.
No, it's fine. Just look. Just look.
This was
This is not
You
gonna
said I
work.
was fine
It's
before you
difficult
said
to do
that.
when you have to do it on command, isn't it?
Boy, there's a lot of things to consider, a lot of fun things, especially in new construction. We have that ability to put these into your house before and set you up for future, like living in, that's, who knows what I
Want
was.
to jump on the first one?
He's not even there.
Oh.
Where'd you go?
That was a magic trick. He's not on there. Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's largest villa builder, is excited to offer all kinds of okay. Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's largest villa builder?
Number one.
Number one builder? Number one villa builder?
Yes.
Number one villa builder.
Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's largest, do you like the word largest? Is that the word we were using? Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's number one villa builder, is excited to present, Granite Ridge Builders, Indiana's, no, probably not Indiana, Northeast Indiana. Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's number one, Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's number one villa, Granite Ridge Builders, Indiana's number one villa builder, number one? Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's number one villa builder, is excited about the options we have for you.
That didn't seem right.